make a really good point.
Sorry, everybody. We're in the middle of a heavy conversation about Halloween and horror legacies. Go on with your great point.
Right. I mean, not like a great point, but I was like, this is like a pretty good conversation. I mean, I haven't seen Halloween Ends yet, but I was just, I don't even know what I was saying before, but I was like, Halloween Kills. I mean, it's called Halloween Kills, Sam. So that's the one that everybody should expect there to be kills. Just that, and that's all. That's all we really need. And that extent of kills in the second movie should balance out the first and the third, you think? So I don't know.
Yeah.
But I said, I haven't seen it.
Because I'm trying to look at these three movies as one whole story, because they are one whole story. They're the story of this particular timeline's Laurie Strode moving on and healing. We had that, you know, in the other, which is its own other little timeline because it ignores like 4 and 5, but with H2O, that was another, you know, conclusion to the Laurie Strode story.
Right.
And then, of course, they fucked that up with Halloween Resurrection, but...
Yep.
And I hope this isn't a spoiler for Stormy and anyone else who hasn't watched the movie yet.
I've listened to a podcast with some spoilers, so I think, go ahead. It's
okay. Fine. Cheating on us, okay.
Sorry.
There's a scene where Michael gets his ass kicked, and this one is pissing off a lot of people because they're like, he's supposed to be this big badass, and yet this little bitch boy can beat him up. And I'm like, well, Michael's always gotten his ass kicked. The thing is, he can't die. That doesn't mean he hasn't gotten his ass kicked.
That's actually a really great point. That's a great point, because that brings about the point from Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 in the very beginning. Whenever he's in the field, he gets like his ass beat by these like rednecks.
Yeah.
But he doesn't die.
Yeah. That like he also got his ass beat by the mob in Halloween Kills, like almost dead.
I forgot. Oh yeah, like, yeah.
Like it's Jason who never gets his ass beat because he's so like hulking. But Michael, I feel like he gets his ass beat at least once in every movie.
Once a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's just a man.
Yeah, but that's the take I heard, is that everyone's very upset because he's like, quote unquote, so weak that he becomes overpowered in the movie and stuff. But yeah, I'm just looking at Peacock. Yeah. Pick a plan anytime, cancel anytime. Okay, great. I hope it's for free.
So when you finally watch it, we'll have a very good conversation on, you know, while I really liked it, David also really liked it, there are things I would change in the movie to try and make the like twist stronger and better. But we'll talk about that when you actually watch it.
Okay. Definitely. So yeah, that's but that's all I have to say about that. Like, shit, I'm really mad that it's not like available, because I really, really, really just like want to watch it, just to like, so we can just have that talk and like talk on like about you know, everything.
So we can fight.
Yeah, we might not fight. I might have the same opinion. I might have a different opinion. It depends, because I'm hearing things, but I didn't watch the movie, so I don't know.
I think we're gonna have, when you finally watch Scream 5, I think we're gonna have
Scream 5. Shit, I haven't watched
bigger
that yet.
Bigger.
We're gonna have a bigger problem with that one.
Possible, because they did something very different for the Scream franchise with Scream 5.
Okay.
That I kind of liked.
Yeah.
But it's very controversial, and
okay.
I don't know. I have an issue with de-aging technology. It's very weird and uncomfy for me. But it was an interesting choice they made.
Interesting. Okay,
but, like,
so
you gotta make
premium.
You got, by the 13th installment of a franchise, you have to start making interesting decisions.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can't just keep doing, because after 4 Screams, like after the 4th Scream, like that was an interesting twist, but now we're like very ready for anything like that. So the 5th one has to really go out on a limb to be surprising. So yeah, we'll see. God damn it. I should probably watch that instead, because it's probably fucking available by now for free or some shit. Because it's been a while.
It should be on Peacock. I don't know where all these things are.
Listen, Peacock, I'm not even on Peacock. Like, okay, I'm looking at these plans. There's premium and there's premium plus. So I
don't want to. Scream 5 is on Paramount Plus.
Oh,
or Showtime.
I think I have Paramount Plus through someone else's login. Damn, if anyone has Peacock and they want to just give me their login, just please do it. Only if it Halloween kills.
She's feeling very left out.
God, Halloween ends. Peacock. Okay. Well, I'll take care of this on my end and try to figure out what the fuck I'm doing.
So anyway, I think we're finally on the same point and actually can talk about the original season 3, part 1.
Yes. I have watched. I don't think I got to season 11, or not season 11, episode 11, but I got pretty far. Okay. How far did you get?
I'm at episode 11 because I only had 2 to go before. Oh. But yeah, it's a good season so far. Probably my favorite so far.
Cool. Yeah.
It's actually back on Netflix. So we made a big to-do that they were taking it off Netflix, but a month later, apparently they renewed their contract with the CW and it's on there for another year. So I feel like an idiot, but it's not my fault.
No, it's not, because we were misled.
Stormy did.
Yeah, we were misled. And then I was on like Netflix and I was like, it's like, why does it keep like, well, the thing that tipped me off is that I looked at the like continue watching and it was like on a season 2 episode. And I was like, how can I continue watching if the season 2 isn't there anymore and stuff? And I was like, looked at it and I was like, oh shit, they're all still there. And I got to tell Sam right away. So yeah.
But it's a lot more of the same. We got Freya in the mix now. Mm-hmm. Did you get to the Christmas special?
No, I don't know where I passed the Halloween episodes because their episodes had like Halloween decorations. And I think I'm like the episode halfway through the episode, like right after that, I might be on episode 7, honestly, right?
Yeah. So Davina's just having the witches are so separate from the rest of the plot. It's hard to keep up with.
It is, because they really only pop up very briefly for whatever reason and then go away again for a while. I kind of forget about them sometimes.
But basically, I believe Davina was chosen to be their leader, but none of the witches are going to follow her. So she's all dramatic and pissy about that.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So she's trying to gain authority within the New Orleans scene. And Klaus's ex-girlfriend from 1,000 years ago is back and wants him back and hates Camille.
Yeah.
Or Cammy, as we call her.
Yeah.
And the show is still trying to convince us that Klaus is madly in love with Cammy when he's not. He's in love with Caroline.
Yeah, excuse me, he's in love with Caroline. Yeah, she's coming soon.
You can't just put another blonde woman and expect me to forget about his true love.
Right, but then also he's in love with this other lady, Aurora, I think, right?
Yeah, Aurora. And her brother's trying to kill Klaus because everybody wants to kill Klaus.
Yeah, whenever stuff like that happens, and like they're after Klaus, I'm like, yeah, whatever, just whatever. I don't care because it's fine. If you're after Klaus, then you yourself will just die.
And there's a prophecy of how the Mikkelsons will meet their end. One will die by family, one will die by love, one will die by friend, or something like that.
Something clever like that.
I don't know. Since I'm watching on Netflix again, I don't have the previously on the originals pop up before every episode now.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have that to refresh my memory. It's my own fault. But yeah, I'm enjoying season 3.
Oh, that's awesome.
I think it's finding its footings.
You know what? I'm so sorry to derail this conversation, but I might bite the bullet and go to the fucking movie theater instead. If Halloween Kills is still playing. Halloween Ends.
It came out last week. Of course, it's still playing. Halloween hasn't even happened yet.
Oh God, I'm sorry, Sam. Sometimes I forget how like movie theaters work, and I'm like, it came out. That means it's not there anymore. It'll be there for the next month, probably.
Okay. It's doing very well despite everybody hating it. So I want to talk about horror fans for a second.
Let's do it.
Because there's also a fucking petition to try and get them to reshoot Halloween Ends.
No.
And I'm just like, I don't care if you liked it or disliked it. Why are horror fans such babies?
You know what? They are, though.
And it's like, it's always, you know, the big tough men who think they're so badass. So I wasn't even scared in that movie. who were like the pissiest of them all.
That's so funny. That was such a good. That's because that's so real shit. That's absurd. First of all, that they would demand a reshoot. Like, no.
Like, they're not going to reshoot it. You're just wasting internet.
Like, there are plenty of horror movies that fucking came out that disappointed fans.
Yeah.
Because that's just how the world works. Not every movie is tailored to your particular unique taste. Yeah. Okay. Like, yeah.
For me, if you didn't like how this particular trilogy ends, this is an alternate timeline. There are 3 other Halloween timelines you can refer to get a better ending.
Exactly. Like, you can, the beauty of it is you can literally pick and choose to please yourself. Okay. Yeah. Like, don't like this Halloween, watch Rob Zombie. Don't like this ending, watch H2O so you can get a different ending, you know, to Laurie.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
There are 3 different paths you can take. Oh my God.
Like, I mean, relax. This, no matter how much you hate Ends, we all have to agree that it's a better way to end the franchise than fucking Resurrection, where Michael gets his ass kicked by Busta Rhymes doing Taekwondo on his ass. Which, once again, Michael gets his ass beaten on a consistent basis.
Like, the really funny thing is Michael may get his ass beat, but it's probably like, it probably looks good, but like in older films, it looked like straight up silly, like ridiculousness. And you're like, what am I watching? What am I doing? Yeah, he does get beat up by, it is Busta Rhymes, right?
I think it is. I hope I didn't just name the wrong actor. I'm pretty sure it's Busta Rhymes.
H2O. I'm gonna look it up because that was just on TV the other day.
Resurrection, not H2O.
LL Cool J.
Oh, right? It was LL Cool J?
Or is Busta Rhymes there too?
I swear to God, it was Busta Rhymes. Am I being Mandela affected?
I thought it was Busta Rhymes too. LL Cool J.
Oh.
Is Ronald?
I know Tyra Banks was also in that movie.
Yes, Tyra Banks is like the film, like she's like the producer or something.
Yeah.
Damn, I'll look into it.
Busta Rhymes.
Is he in it too? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, LL Cool J just has top billing, so he's like the first guy, and I'm like, oh, okay. I swear I knew it. So he's definitely in it. Okay, I'm no fool. We're not stupid.
Yeah. We are not
stupid.
All right. It was Busta Rhymes who did Taekwondo on Michael's ass in Resurrection. Like, we can all agree that's a shitty ending for the Michael and Laurie story.
And he says, like, trick or treat, motherfucker. And he either kicks him out the window or someone jumps through a window in that movie as well.
Where can I watch Resurrection? That's a great movie.
Oh God. And that's also one of those movies that people like love to hate. And hate and also love because it's so. Is that the one where he has like the curse of like the thorn or something? With the tattoo?
Curse of the Thorn is the Jamie Lloyd timeline.
Oh,
yeah.
Which Halloween is that? Like 5?
It's introduced in 5. It might be hinted at in 4.
Okay,
but it's introduced in 5.
Is Resurrection with like Paul Rudd or the?
No, that one is also with the Curse of Thorn. The Curse of Thorn timeline never really had a conclusion. Because Curse of Michael Myers was so awful,
right?
They didn't conclude that, and then also Donald Pleasance died, so
yeah,
that one was very heavily reliant on his presence. So that just kind of ended, and then they rebooted with H2O a few years later.
Right. Yes, H2O is always a classic because it's really weird. And, Laurie has a son, which I find a little bizarre. Yeah. I don't know why. I'm sure it's fine that she has a child, but like, in that story, like he left her, but he was like a deadbeat, and she's crazy, and she's like an alcoholic, but like functioning because she has a good job. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know.
And another thing about horror fans, this one's less stop being babies. This
less
one's
mean.
more
Okay.
less mean. So Terrifier 2 is going viral on TikTok because it's so scary, air quotes around that. People are throwing up and fainting in the audience. And so some actual like horror fan was like, it's not because it's scary, it's because it's gory. We have to emphasize why people are passing out. And I completely agree.
Yeah, that's actually a good point.
Because, you know, some movies are scary without being gory, and people like those scary movies because they don't like gore. Like David, he's fine with slasher movies, but he's not a fan of things like Saw, which is fine, which is valid. But we need to be honest about why people are throwing up and passing out in theaters.
Yes, and also correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't the vomiting incident, that was only like one individual?
Yeah, probably.
It's not like the entire theater every time people are vomiting and like crapping their pants and peeing and crying and
yeah, my opinion on trigger warnings has changed as I have gotten older. Like before, when I was younger, I was like, well, they kind of spoil the story, so maybe I don't want to use them. But now that I'm older, I can recognize people have a right to control their triggers. So if someone threw up in a movie because it's gory, don't tell me they threw up because it was scary. I need to like, I'm fine with gore, just not when I'm eating something. So I need to know whether or not I can order mozzarella sticks before I go into the theater.
See, I have like a cast iron stomach. Like I can really eat anything and watch any gory stuff. But now that it's so gory that like someone like threw up or like faint, and I really want to know how that comes about. And like I would love to talk to these people after it happens, to be like, so what kind of medical ailment do you have? Like what would make this occur? Because Sam, if you went to go see that movie, you probably wouldn't faint. You know
Probably
what I mean?
not.
So we have to like really, you're right. We have to be way honest and be like, well, this person like really hates gore and is extremely squeamish and has this horrible gag reflex. And then they vomited because they have a phobia of eyeballs, you know, whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's like it is taken to an extreme and someone made a mistake because they went to go see it. Oh my God. I haven't seen Terrifier 1, but now that I see Terrifier 2 is all up. Everyone's all buzzing about it. I have to go watch.
I would
Terrifier
go
1.
see it, but it's all the way up in Roanoke, and I'm not a fan of the theater in Roanoke.
Yeah,
it's like traveling back in time. I don't do non-recliner seats anymore.
Oh, I see. It's one of those. So that's like that might be a movie theater that I will go to in Cranberry, but it's like one of those theaters. I think, Sam, it doesn't have those nice seats at all. Anyway, I don't know. I wanted to go see it at the drive-in, but it looks like I don't know if the drive-in's open on Sunday because I'm only available. I don't know when I'm available. This is ridiculous. Oh my gosh. This weekend is so busy. Anyway,
let's go ahead and
on Amazon,
pick our next movie that we're gonna watch.
Oh, okay, what's it gonna be? God, there's just I'm overwhelmed by the like volume of horror movies. Okay,
there's so many. We're
That's
gonna
what
watch.
Scares me.
Oh shit! You know what we should watch instead of what I just pulled up, which we should watch. It sounds really good.
Okay, what?
We're gonna watch Prey on Hulu.
Oh yeah, I remember you
because
we talked about that
weeks ago, and then I forgot.
Months ago. Yeah, probably we'll watch that first because we have to talk about.
We'll watch that, even though we're super behind on new horror movies. This is the latest Predator movie, set 300 years ago. Tells the story of a young warrior, a young Comanche woman, a fierce and highly skilled warrior who stalks and ultimately confronts a highly evolved alien predator with a technically advanced arsenal. So yeah, I've heard that there is a Comanche dub, and if I'm mispronouncing that, I'm sorry, I will correct by the review. There is a dub, but it wasn't actually shot using the native language because unfortunately a lot of native languages in America are dying out because, you know, colonization and
Right.
all that other horrifying stuff. But there is a dub for those who are interested in watching it in the authentic language.
Yeah, I would be down with it being you know, a subtitled film. Like, damn.
Yeah.
But I guess.
But just finding actors who can speak the language fluently,
right,
would be super challenging.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I understand.
But that is what we are watching as our next movie.
Yes, we were watching Prey, and then off mic, you have to tell me the other movie that you wanted to watch too.
Oh yeah, The Wind, which is probably going to be more of a chiller than a thriller.
The Wind.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's about a woman in the 19th century living out on the prairie, and she's sensing something.
Shit. I know what you mean now.
Yeah.
The Wind. Is that on Netflix?
That one's on Netflix. Prey is on Hulu.
Oh my god.
So after Prey, we will watch The Wind.
Yeah. The Wind 2018?
Mm-hmm. I know, it seems a lot more recent.
No, it seems like yeah, that's what I'm saying. It seems a lot more recent. I feel like I just saw something about this, but I guess I saw it 4 fucking years ago.
Yeah.
Jesus.
COVID is weird. It fucked with everything.
I thought I saw something for this like this year. Whatever.
You might have. Something. Things are weird in their virality.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, anyway, well, I remember this looked really cool. So, watch this next.
Yeah, after Prey.
After Prey. And it may be a chiller, but it looks like the setting, a plainswoman, that's pretty scary. So, Oh God. And let me just reiterate what I said before. The volume of horror movies that are available right now, like that's the real horror show, is like how I can't watch everything. I don't know.
When we started this podcast, there wasn't this many horror movies coming out at one time.
And when we started this podcast, we lived alone. We had nothing but time in the night to just watch horror movies. We didn't go out on the weekends, or at least I didn't really. So like,
I used to just watch 5 at one time.
Yeah, I would sometimes watch 2 in a row, and then like a bunch of like episodes of a TV show or something like that. All we had was just like Netflix to keep us company. Just kidding, Sam and I had lives too, but like still at that time, I feel like we just consumed them at a high rate. Okay. Yeah, but now
it's hard to keep up.
Yeah, now I feel like COVID. Now I feel like we're the people that missed one day of like high school, and now we're like 5 weeks behind. We're like, whatever, and that's how I feel.
Yeah.
So gosh, I wish there was like extra days in a week just for movie watching.
Yep. But I think that's all I have for this week.
Awesome. Yeah, me too. And then I will work on trying to watch this new Halloween movie. Hopefully before we meet again.
Yeah, hopefully.
Maybe we can
we'll have a double review.
Yeah, double review. Maybe we can discuss, or no, I mean, even maybe we can discuss it after Prey and the next mini-sode or something like that.
Yeah.
So as long as I can remember all my points, I probably will. Okay. Yeah. Excellent.
Just use your notepad.
I'll use my notes. Yeah.
All right.
That's all I got, guys. So watch Prey, and we'll meet you here next week.
Hell yeah.
Bye.
Bye.